Well, the office of the Minnesota Secretary of State is responsible for making sure voting runs very smoothly across the state tonight.
It's a big job. Our So Young Kim is live at the Secretary of State's office in St. Paul. So Young, with more than 2.5 hours until those polls close. Is there a sense yet on how things have been operating so far today?
Hey, Randy, Kelsey, a very busy and exciting day for everyone here in this office. We actually have Secretary of State Steve Simon joining us live now. Thanks for your time.
Oh, thank you. Happy Election Day.
How has it been going today? I know you've been saying throughout this election cycle, your wish is huge, high turnout, low drama. Has that been the case?
I think I'm cautiously optimistic that both of my wishes will be fulfilled. We are seeing a lot of reports around the state of high turnout. Since this morning, I've had the chance to talk with over 20 of our county election officials who run elections there. Every one of them who I reached told me that they are sensing, they are seeing, at least anecdotally, high turnout, including high turnout during times of the day when they wouldn't expect it. Not just the morning and the evening, but even in the early afternoon. That's a good thing despite the soggy weather. And so the high turnout part looks to be something we can expect. Remember, Minnesota, 3 out of the last 4 elections, has been #1 in the country. We'll want to get back to #1 this year as well. In terms of low drama, same kind of story. Again, as I'm canvassing and calling and being in touch with these folks, they're telling us there have been some isolated issues that arise in particular polling places, but they've mostly been solved right away. It could be a piece of equipment, for example, that was malfunctioning. Then they powered it up again. Then it was perfectly fine. So really the counties, as they always do, have done such a really good job of making sure that things are smooth, and that's the way it looks at this point. Of course, we're not done yet.
And speaking of not being done yet, we still have an hour and change to go. What's kind of the expectation of when Minnesotans can expect results to roll in?
Well, in terms of results, I think in Minnesota, we're pretty contained. The rule is all ballots have to be in by 8 o'clock. That's when the polls close. That's when all the absentee ballots have to be in, either by mail or by hand delivery, 8 o'clock, which means that within some number of hours, we're going to have pretty complete results in Minnesota. I would say that by breakfast tomorrow morning, we're very likely in Minnesota to have all or substantially all of the results. That's not necessarily the case in other states. There are other states that have different laws. There are states, for example, that have a postmark rule, where as long as you get it in the mail today, it could come in days later and still be counted. So I just caution all folks, not just in Minnesota, but everywhere, to understand that in other states, not Minnesota, where we're going to have results within hours, but in other states, including some battleground presidential states, it is natural and normal, and in fact, they're following the law when they're counting ballots tomorrow and the next day and maybe the next day.
All right, we appreciate that update. We'll have more from Secretary Simon later in the evening, especially after the polls close, to get a better sense of when we can start seeing those results. For now, I'll send it back to you.
All right, So Young, thank you.